All right, today let's take a look at the top 10 items that I think are the best for DPS casters in Blackwing lair. So let's get right into this one. So first off, these are the different tier 2 sets that you can complete. There are some good ones overall. This is like the best in slot essentially for each of the different classes, whether that's mage, warlock, balance druid, elemental shaman, and shadow priest. So if you don't know what your best in slot is, this is a great breakdown. I used Wowhead, who's usually pretty accurate, and I looked through theirs. You could give a little bit of tweaks in here based off the gear that you have, but these are very close to going to be your best in slot for BWL phase 3 and essentially phase 4. Now that phase 4 is out, as of this video releasing, you'll be able to get some items out of ZG, nothing too crazy, more going to replace like your overall enchants. Is going to replace your rings, and there's also some good bracers that you'll be able to get out of phase 4 that you would add to this list as far as that goes. But continuing on, so the different set gear mainly is going to be mage and warlock. So overall, the warlock tier 2, decent. Really, you just want the 3 set to be able to get the extra damage out of it, where the mages themselves, yeah, they're not really using any of that. So the 3 set, once again, not terrible. Be able to reduce the threat generated by your frost bolt. So not terrible, but neither of them you're going to want, the 8 set for. So you're just going to mix and match those in to be able to get the extra damage, and based off the pieces. Like to be able to get like these bracers or stuff like that where it's +4 mana per second is not bad. Now obviously, like I said, there's other risks that you're going to use that's going to give you the extra hit. But if you do find for your set gear that you get mana per 5 seconds, that's something you highly want to add to the top of your list as far as that goes. But I wouldn't be wasting any soft reserves to be able to get your set gear. You'll get it organically, so don't sweat that. Now first up, Mantle of the Blackwing Cabal. These shoulders are great. 34 spell power and even 16 intellect on there. As you see, this is best in slot for druids, mages, warlocks, shadow priests, and the alt second best for shamans. Shamans get something that for leather that's a little bit better as far as that goes. This is off Razor Gore, and this is amazing. You're going to have so many people gunning for this one. This would be one that I might use my soft reserve on. It's not insanely better than what you would have got previously, like maybe a 10-20% bump, but this is definitely one you want to get your hands on ASAP. Looking at the next one, this is mage specific. This is huge. Highly recommend that they are using their soft reserve to get this one. The mind quickening gem. To be able to increase the mage's casting speed by 33% for 20 seconds is just insane. This is off Val, and this is one every single mage is going to be gunning for. So if you don't see a lot of people using their soft reserve, I would, so you can just snake that item real quick. Next up, Bracers of Arcane Accuracy. This is another good wrist that gives you the 1% hit, which is huge. Most of these classes are struggling to get hit, and a good bit of damage with intellect. Pretty much best in slot for everybody, but like I said, depending on how it releases, you can get Cenarian rep wrist for the quest that also gives you 1% hit. So if that's the case and that is out, then I wouldn't be soft reserving this. I would just get the quest one from Silithus. Next up, Band of Forced Concentration. This one is an amazing ring overall because it gives you the 1% hit. It gives you the 21 spell damage that you're after, to 12 intellect. Best in slot for everybody for phase 3. But once again, with ZG, now you can get the ring set that gives you, essentially that ring set gives you 3% when you get both rings, and then the set bonus itself. So this one is definitely still a great ring overall. It's by itself, it's still better, but I wouldn't waste my soft reserve on this. Looking at the dagger, the Claw of Chromaggus. This one, 64 damage, 4 mana per 5 seconds. This is like an alternative as a best in slot. You get the intellect, you get everything out of here. Once again, I wouldn't use my soft reserve on here, but I would definitely be keeping an eye out for this item, as if you don't have a decent dagger or weapon in general, this is a nice one-handed weapon to be able to get you that nice mana per second and the decent damage overall. Next up, this one is huge. Staff of the Shadow Flame. This is the direction I would rather be going. The intellect is huge. The spirit's huge. 2% crit, 84 spell damage. So this is pretty much best in slot for every single class. This is where I would be using my soft reserve. You're going to be using this staff for a while, and definitely a heck of an item off Neltharion. Up next, the Circlet of the Mind Flayer. This one, once again, everybody's going to be gunning for this. This is best in slot, not only for DPS casters, but also some healers. So you are going to have some stiff competition on this. I would be using my soft reserve, as this will carry into, phase 5 as far as that goes. The 35 damage to 2% crit, tons of intellect and spirit. There's not much more. Again, off Neltharion. So a lot of these best items are coming off Neltharion as overall, and you're battling a lot of different people, so be very strategic what you use your soft reserves on. Cloak of the Broodlord. Once again, 28 spell damage, 14 intellect. Best in slot for pretty much every single class itself. This one is very, very nice. About a 10-20% bump from what you would have previously got out of MC. So yes, I don't know if I would waste my soft reserve on it right off the bat. I think it's better going for the Staff of the Shadow Flame and some other items before going for this one. This is the item I would be using my soft reserve on. You're going to be struggling to get this. Once again, off Neltharion, 44 spell damage, 2% hit. An amazing trinket that you're going to carry the whole way in most classes, the whole way to phase 6. The 2% hit is just insane. Like I said, this is pretty much best in slot for everybody. You're going to carry this for a while. So between the Shadow Flame, Staff, and these are the 2 soft reserves I would be using immediately. And then once you get these, then get some of those other items if you haven't already. But I wish you the best of luck on getting the tier. I know this is one of the hardest ones to be able to get your hands on. But once you do, oh, does it feel good. I hope this was helpful. Please share your comments below. Is there maybe some items that I missed that you think I should have maybe ranked a little bit higher? I can't include every single item, but I tried to give you a rough overview if you're a brand new player, what to use your soft reserves on, what items, and to get all pumped up, because I love the whole BWL raid in general. But until next time, game on.